What is going on, guys? This is Trendkill, and welcome back to part 5 of my guide on how to YouTube, or how to create a YouTube gaming channel, whichever you want to say. In parts 1 through 4, we talked about the hardware you're going to need, the software you're going to need, and the settings that you're going to want to use inside that software. So really, that's all you need to know. But the next question, once you have your channel up and running, is going to be, okay, well, how do I get popular? How do I start gaining some traction? How do I get views and subs? And the first thing to understand is that it's probably not going to happen overnight. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take dedication. It's going to take consistency. And you've got to remember to just have fun with it. Don't get down on yourself if 6 months in you only have 100 subscribers. It's not that big of a deal. It's how you finish, not how you start. This is a marathon, not a race. Nobody cares how fast you get to 50,000 subscribers. It's the fact that you got there at all that's impressive. Before we get into the actual quote-unquote tips, let me give you a little backstory on my channel. For those of you who haven't been around since the beginning, I started making videos on Black Ops, and they were just basic Black Ops commentary. Some people found them entertaining, and that's great. But in my first 15 videos, I only had 45 subscribers. I didn't just explode from the beginning because nobody was searching for random new YouTuber Black Ops commentary. They were looking for people like T-Mart or Woody's Gamertag or XJaws, people that were already popular and known for playing first-person shooter games. So I had way too much competition, so I took a step back and said, okay, what am I good at that I can put in video form that is not already being done on YouTube? And I got the idea, because I'm a complete math nerd, to start breaking down all of the guns and comparing them to each other, and then building a ranking system to rank them to say, okay, this is the best submachine gun, this is the best sniper rifle, all that kind of stuff. And those got me a few more subscribers, and then I realized, okay, I'm just done with first-person shooters altogether. I'm not getting where I want to go. What else am I good at? And at the time, I was playing Dead Island, and I was spending so much time trying to figure out exactly how I should be making my character as to not waste points, because in Dead Island, you cannot go back and respec. And I was like, well, wait a minute, why am I not making these videos? I'm already trying to figure it out for myself. I'm sure other people are trying to figure that out as well. So I started making some Dead Island videos. That's when my channel actually started to take off. I went from about 300 subscribers to about 1,000 subscribers with my Dead Island guides mixed in with a little bit of Battlefield 3 guides and how-tos and achievement guides, things like that. So basically, long story short, it took me 2 or 3, 4 different ideas before I finally found where my channel was going to head. After the Dead Island guide started to take off, I just transferred those to Skyrim, and because Skyrim was so much bigger than Dead Island, I really started to gain some traction. And basically, since the end of November, so about 6 months, I have gained probably 99% or 95 to 99% of all of my subscribers. So that leads me into tip number 1. Find a focus for your channel that separates you from the rest of the YouTube community. You cannot just expect to start a channel making Let's Plays and actually become popular. That's going to take you much, much longer than if you find something that nobody else is doing that you can do and do well and own that focus. If you search for Skyrim character guides or Skyrim character builds, it's basically me on the entire front page, and that is because I chose an idea and a path for my channel and I went with it. You have to ask yourself 3 questions every single time you have an idea. 1, am I knowledgeable enough about this topic to be the expert on it, be the go-to guy on that specific topic? 2, is it being done yet? And 3, would people actually search for this? If you answer all of those questions honestly, and the answer is yes to all 3, then you've probably got a decent idea for a video, and you need to do everything in your power to promote it any way you possibly can. That can be things like Facebook or Twitter or Reddit or, like a forum that you may visit on a normal basis. Could be anything. If you have somebody else who's also trying to start a channel, maybe cross-promote your videos. He promotes you on his channel, you promote him on yours. Kind of share subscribers. If they like you, then they'll stick around and watch your videos. If not, you gained a subscriber and then lost one. No harm, no foul. And that kind of leads me into my next tip. Stay in touch with your viewers as long as you possibly can. If you remember, for anybody who was at the very beginning of the growth of my channel, pretty much for my first 300 to 500-ish subscribers, I personally thanked almost every single one of them that joined my channel. When they would join, I would go visit their channel, say, hey, thanks for subscribing, and that really, I think, means a lot to people when you actually notice them and comment on their comments and reply to their messages. Eventually, when you get big enough and you start gaining so many subscribers per day, you're not going to have enough time to do all that, and that's completely understandable, and most of your subscribers will probably understand. But as long as you can, answer your Facebook messages, your tweets, your YouTube messages, your comments, every single thing that you can do, make sure you try to stay in touch as long as possible. If you don't have time to answer each one specifically, like I don't anymore, do your best to kind of talk about that stuff in your next video, kind of saying, I saw somebody say this, or, you know, I make random comments here and there. I read every comment, but I don't have time to reply to everyone. So long story short, stay in touch with your viewers or your fans or whatever you want to call them as long as you possibly can. Now, the next 3 tips are very generic and very cliche, but they're cliche for a reason. People wouldn't repeat these over and over and over if they weren't true. And these 3 tips also work on any presentation or sales pitch or anything like that that you're going to give for the rest of your life. First off, be confident when you speak. When you're narrating or commentating, be extremely confident. It sounds kind of arrogant, but you have to talk in your videos like you're expecting people to like them, like you just know they're already gonna like this video. If you come into it going, here's my video, I know I'm not the best at this game, but I thought I would. You know, it just doesn't sound very commanding. You're not commanding anybody's attention. The more animated you are and the more excitable you are, the more you're going to motivate people to, 1, want to play the game that you're playing, and 2, want to come back and watch another video. So confidence is key anytime you're public speaking, anytime you're talking to other people. On a related note, be yourself. Don't try to be other people. A lot of the other Realm directors make fun of my intro, you know, the, what's going on, guys? This is Trendkill. If that's not you, if you can't do that, then don't do it. Find your own intro and make that what you're known for, not what somebody else is known for and you're just copying it. If you're not a funny type person, don't try to force jokes. If you're not a sarcastic type person, don't try to be sarcastic. Be yourself, be your own personality, and that will shine through. If you try to fake it, viewers will see right through you. And last but not least, probably the most important one, have fun with it. Don't treat this like a job. You're never going to get anywhere if you're only looking at dollar signs in the future. When I started this, it was an absolute hobby. I told my wife, hey, I want to start recording stuff, putting on YouTube. I want to see if people like the way that I talk about games or like the way that I play games, and maybe, just maybe, I might be able to make money with it in the future. I never got into this with the sole purpose of making money. That is just a huge bonus of being able to get paid for what you love to do. Understand that I by no means make nearly enough money to support a family by myself or anything like that. You're not going to get rich on YouTube unless you become one of the extremely large YouTubers, which is a possibility if you stick with it. You've got the determination and the consistency to create a great channel. So as you can see, guys, there's no magic. There's no secret super codes or anything like that. There's no tips or tricks that are really going to make or break your YouTube channel. You want to make sure you've got good quality content. More importantly, you want to make sure that people are going to search for your videos. Otherwise, you're never going to get any exposure and you're never going to start growing. Once people are watching your videos, as long as you're making good content, they're going to tell their friends who are going to tell their friends, and eventually you're going to start growing and growing and growing, and you're not going to be able to keep up, and that is what happens. If you hit that point, then high five because you have succeeded on YouTube. So let's summarize the tips that we talked about. 1, find a focus that separates you from everybody else. When you make a video, ask yourself 3 questions. Is this something that I would search for? Is it something that I am good enough at to be the expert on? And is this being done yet? That is the big one. If you are not making something that is different from what other people are doing, then you're never going to succeed because those people are probably doing it better or at least are bigger than you are. Also, stay in touch with your fans as long as you can. That is going to make them want to come back for more. People love it when they are noticed and when you can talk to them and when you can interact with them, especially if they look up to you, which may eventually happen as you get bigger. And lastly, be yourself, be confident, and have fun doing it. Don't treat it like a job when you're making the videos, but treat your channel like a business. That sounds very hard to do. You want to treat your entire channel in its entirety as a business, but you want to treat each video separately as if you're just having fun playing the video game. Don't worry about the amount of views that this video is going to get. This series that I'm doing right now, that's probably my least viewed series, but I do it because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy spreading this information, and certain people, not everybody, but certain people really, really like it. So that's about it, guys. Hopefully this helps you out. If you have any questions or comments or concerns or anything like that, obviously leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to help you out with them. And until next time, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. If you have any other ideas for what you would like me to do continuing this series, because I'm pretty tapped out as far as what I've got to say next, if you have any ideas or things that you want me to cover, leave those in the comments below, and we'll cover them in a video number 6. But until then, guys, as I said before, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me, and we'll see you later. Thanks, guys. Bye.